facing the police every single day.
So that means I can talk on the farmer's market or no? All right. Yes, my name is Andrew Sheets, and as you already know, I've already brought up this farmer's market situation a long time ago because of the free speech issues. Some people don't know you already have 9 civil rights lawsuits for violating rights, and one of them was at the farmer's market, and which was never put out for bid. In fact, I even bid on it. I was going to make it the free speech market, and under any other place, you're supposed to put it out for bid, and it was never put out for bid. I literally had friends that wanted to bid on that, and they did bid on that, and they wanted to bid on that, but they couldn't bid on that because you don't have it out for bid. So, it needs to go to somebody else and not with the person that's in there right now, because they already caused, they trespassed me for free speech for filming in a public market. Now you're in a lawsuit for that. Now that's going to go to the 11th Circuit. And he did it again a second time. So that's going to be another federal lawsuit. And like I said, we're still sticking to the farmer's market here. And then what's really disgusting about this is I've already been told that the other man that was trespassed with me on the second time has already been settled with. And nobody has approached me, and I have already let you know that I am willing, with a notice of intent to sue, to, let's make a deal. Let's save my time, your time, the city's time, the people's taxpayer money. If you can settle with Massey, why can't you settle with me? I mean, I literally feel like I am treated like a black man from the 60s in this town. And right now we're at 9 lawsuits for all the civil rights violations for free speech. There's more coming. And I've already offered to settle those too, and you didn't. So here we are, and now we're going to be going to the 11th. I know other people that have federal lawsuits too. They already have you in the 11th Circuit. There's one guy that you illegally beat for filming at the police station that's got a suit at the Supreme Court of the United States. He's waiting to be heard. So. Yeah, we need to get some training on freedom, free speech. We need to get that market on an open bid. This is so wrong the way that you're doing it, and especially with the way that you did it, to where when Ian McGuire did his thing, you said, okay, we can't trespass because it's free and open, so let's make it a rental so we can trespass people after that. And that's exactly what you did to me for filming in a public market, shopping. It was crazy. So that's all I got.
I'll be here tomorrow then. I'm going to be here in the morning. The police chief is here.
Can you hear me? Yep. All right.
I can't wait to see what the attorney's going to do.
I know.
Coming before you tonight is, as many of you know, I have leased the property next to the Celtic Ray and opened a farmer's market on Saturday mornings. Usually farmer's markets are a pretty simple process to get rolling, as I already run one off of my own farm. And the city's permitting process for this and their requirements under section 12-1, actually 12-2, where it talks about flea markets and farmers markets and the fees required in there. I am required to have a business license, which I understand, just like any other large vendor, like a grocery store, that you have multiple vendors selling out of one store. But one thing that the flea markets or farmers markets are assessed different than a grocery store, I've got to pay for a business license for the average number of vendors in that location.
No.
It is up to each vendor to supply their own business license and comply with the city ordinances. And I'm going to request that you guys make a change to that ordinance to reflect that, because at this point, based on the number of vendor spaces we can put on that property, I'm looking at a $7,000 check. If I fill that space out completely in season, which I anticipate, that's $7,000. I don't make that much money off of this process. I have to split it with the person that I lease the property from. I pay for the porta potties. I pay all the insurance to also cover every vendor that is in that location,
That's a lot of money.
as well as to indemnify the Celtic Ray from any liabilities. It's not just a matter of that. It's when you start to look at some of the other proposals I'm going to give you, and one of those is putting out the central market downtown for bid so that the city is no longer subsidizing a market, but actually generating revenue from that market. But additionally, I'd like the city to consider allowing markets at the Gilchrist Park. We have 3 cruise ships that come in through the week. Why are we not taking our small mom and pop locals, getting them that exposure along Gilchrist Park for that fisherman's village that they're bringing in all the ships? It's also going to generate revenue for the city and put that park to good use. But this will help that kind of process be a little more streamlined, which comes to my next item, which is your permitting process is very long, very convoluted, and very lengthy on many of these things. Working with one of our partners downtown who wants to simply put a ride that is already licensed, insured, for a short period of time in front of their office. It's a Top Gun game where you just get inside of it and it's kind of a little, the permitting for that is going to be a nightmare. I sat down with her the other night to go through it. Neither one of us could make heads or tails of what we'd have to do to make that happen there. And I don't want this city, with the issues we've been having with hurricane after hurricane, it's really beat us up. And us with the Small Business Association trying to really build it back up. We need to kind of clear those hurdles to get us back on top, to get those folks to want to come back here. I want us to be successful. And by kind of streamlining some of these permitting processes, or maybe eliminating some of the fees and putting them where they belong, I think will help streamline that process for more businesses to want to be in business here. So that's all I have, and I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen, and thank you for the hard work you do. I know it's a thankless job at times.
Thank you.